Joining us now on the line from London, Arnaud Louis, the Associate Director at Fitch Ratings, to run us through the key findings of the report. Thank you so much for joining us today, Arnaud. So basically, just looking at the macro-prudential risk monitor for the month of August 2012, basically triggering that macro-prudential index, or the MPI, of at least 2, which indicates moderate risk for banks in Sub-Saharan Africa. Could you break down that jargon for us and put that into layman's terms?
Yeah, hello. Basically that's the starting point of the report that we have published today, is that a number of countries in Sub-Saharan Africa have recorded a high real credit growth in recent years. And so we had our MPI index, moderate risk, which was triggered as a result. But what we are seeing in the report today is that this high credit growth is a reflection of economic and financial development. So it means that fundamentals are improving in Sub-Saharan Africa. And from our point of view, which is a sovereign risk point of view, this is reassuring, because it means that the risks that are usually associated with credit growth are mitigated because of this improvement in growth and financial development.
So as you say, being associated with high real GDP growth, so matched with real economic growth, where have you seen credit growth most pronounced in Sub-Saharan Africa?
I mean, if you look, for example, at the countries that have recorded the highest credit growth in recent years, most of them are the oil producers, that is, for example, Angola, Ghana, Nigeria, or the commodity producers, such as Uganda and Zambia. And they are also the ones which have recorded the highest GDP growth in recent years. So there is really an association between credit growth and GDP growth, which is reassuring.
You also mentioned non-performing loans on banks sitting at a total of 5.1% of total loans. And your assessment of this is that basically when it comes to bad debts, there isn't a concern right now in Africa. Is that something that you would say is showing the stability basically of the lending and the risk in the credit system?
I mean, I've been looking at average figure in Sub-Saharan Africa, and if you look at average figure in Sub-Saharan Africa, you have a non-performing loan ratio which is at about 5%, which is relatively moderate. So in some countries, NPLs are higher, and this may be a concern in some particular countries. But generally, if you look at the non-performing loans and more generally at the banks, I would say that the overall picture is rather positive, and that the banks are rather healthy in Sub-Saharan Africa.
Arnaud, thank you so much for breaking down that report, a positive report once again coming through on the banking sector in Sub-Saharan Africa. Arnaud Louis joining us there from London from Fitch Ratings.